All right, let's go ahead and make sure everything is set up. Have music beat going. There we go. There's music beat. Gotta make sure we got the good old Valhalla music. Not stream without it. Sure that Discord calls are off the board. Fantastic. Good. Microphone seems to be coming good. All right, sweet. Crunchy. Crunchy. Sure. Make sure you crack those thingies. Make sure you rotate your shoulder blades back. Nice and slow. Nice, slow, and even. Don't hurt yourself. Whew. Alright, let's do this. Hey there, heroes! My name is Hero Girl. I'm your friendly local neighborhood hero tuber, and this is The Daily Grind. This is that time of the day where we come on and grind our dailies. But it's also a Magic Monday! Yay! That means that we get to play Magic for both hours today. Wondrous Tales is taken care of. I want to work on some decks. Amber, thank you so much for stopping by. Thank you. We're gonna be doing some Brawl, and I realized what I want to do with my good old-fashioned Quandrix Frog here. I want to play Drago. I really miss having a casual blue deck. Matoya is currently in competitive, and like that's fun. I really like that. But also, I really like having free counter magic to protect Matoya. So, if I don't have free counter magic to protect Matoya, I can still play Matoya, but then it's slightly different Matoya. And I want to try a few different things. I've got a Flavor of the Month blue deck that's currently in the works. But I've also been trying to figure out what I want to do with Berta. And realizing that I can literally just use Berta to tap out at the end of the turn if the opponent has done nothing, or if they've tapped out too. Just like make my little doodads. That should be good enough, right? Right. I've been enjoying being an absolute stack scumbag with Teferi. Yes! Let the power flow through you. I'm always saying this. I'm always saying that if you want to play more Magic, like if you don't want your games like just ending off a dime, like start playing Control. If you want to play long games of Magic, play Control. Helen, thank you so much for dropping the lurk. Thank you. Anyway, there's two cards in here with Berta that I really want to highlight. It's going to be Terra Symbiosis and also Hardened Bonds. Hardened Bonds is an alchemy card. Whenever you put a counter on a creature you control, you get to seek a creature, and that card perpetually gets +1/+1. The ability triggers only once each turn, but that basically means that it turns Berta into a 1-mana, draw a flash creature, and also buff the flash creature. Like, I honestly don't think we count on being able to increment Berta. When it happens, it's nice, and like we can take that into account, but I'm not building around the increment. No. What I'm building around is very specifically the fact that Berta just makes the creature and puts counters on it. So that'll draw us a card with the Hardened Bonds, and the Terra Symbiosis will also just draw us X cards, where X is the amount of counters we're putting onto the Fractal. So these are the couple of the synergy pieces. Other than that, we're playing creatures. Because I want to do this at the end of their turn, like make my little Fractal at the end of their turn, so that way if I'm holding up counter magic mana, I'm still spending my mana. We have filled the creatures with flash. That's right, it's good old-fashioned green-blue flash. Except for like the Ouroboros and the Delighted Halfling plus the Burnt Paradise. I tried playing it with more mana dorks, and I found that the Hardened Bonds was finding me too many mana dorks, which is like, okay early on if you need to just get more mana, but I would rather have like a Washington or a Wondrous Wasp, Malcolm, Tidebinder, that sort of thing. So Frill Mystic and Mystic Snake also get to cut in here. We don't get to play Solidity anymore, that's banned. You have to try playing Fear of Imposters though. You could theoretically play some of the exploit counter spells too, like the Amalgam. So like Stilnagar Sorcerer, that's one. Overcharged Amalgam, that's another. you can try playing those types of cards since you'll have Fractals to sacrifice. But I think that goes a little too deep into the weeds because then those cards aren't like doing anything without them, you know? So this is still currently in brew phase. We're going to play it. We're going to try some stuff. I'm starting to think that if you really want to have fun brewing a new deck and try and do something that's off the beaten path, you probably want to wait until the set after the initial set releases. Is what we're seeing with like the Madam mid-range deck that we built earlier, is that we're playing against a shit ton of high bay. And like that's just a deck that I don't think Madam mid-range ever beats, because high bay just gets so much free value. And there's just no way in a black-red deck to stop that. So we'll wait till the next set comes out, and then we can have more fun with Madam mid-range, because then she'll have her own personalized weight. And then the matchup should be a little bit more even. So doing it with Strixhaven cards, these cards have already been weighted. Go ahead and mess with those. And then finally, Lucky, thank you so much for stopping by. To quote All Might, I am here! And thank you once again for the 100 biddies. Thank you, thank you, thank you. If you're over on the YouTube side, hey, thank you so much for hanging out with us. Don't forget to leave a like, leave a comment, subscribe if you haven't already, and tell people that you think might enjoy the stream about it. One of these days, I'm gonna have that like properly listed. Speaking of green blue Drago, Gretchen is gonna be significantly better at it than we are, I think. Especially since they're gonna be on the play. Fear of imposters. Gretchen does just like get significantly faster. I can hold up the Tidebinder when they activate. They're gonna a bit. I'm gonna hold on to this, I think. Road to Paradise, so Gretchen's gonna come down a turn early. You do not tap for green on your own. That is stressing. Gretchen can very easily take over this game, so it's not gonna be pleasant. I want to use this Thirsting Roost to grab a basic, but I can't. Alright, so yep, there's Signet. Oh, they're just going to keep ramping. Okay. That makes sense to me. You don't want to play out Gretchen naked even against that blue-green deck, I guess. You want to be able to back her up and support. Because even though Wash Away is currently banned... Yeah, let's go ahead and search for a basic. I'm going to grab another... Island? Yeah, that's what we'll do. Alright. Now's where things start getting wild. Virtuous Strength to get back the land. Yep. And then Delia Halfling, so that way Gretchen... This is what you do. This is what you do with Gretchen. You play all of the ramp. All of the ramp, because the extra times that you get to activate Gretchen is just, like, pure value. And I can't really do anything else about that. Like, I can counter up to one target activated or triggered ability if an ability... And doesn't work until they activate Gretchen. So I can't even, like, preemptively hit Gretchen. I would have to mulligan for one of my aura pieces. And they will just, like, play the Drago now. I'd probably... Ooh, okay. Wondrous Wasp. I can't do that and Tasha's Tidebinder, but I can't do that preemptively. Okay, so now they can go ahead and do that. Let them draw the card. Alright, now we Tidebinder. Excellent. Okay. Gretchen has been temporarily locked down. And then we have Wondrous Wasp here as well. It's just going to be a matter of who can resolve their shit first. Yep, They've got Uro. Got 2 cards in the graveyard to feed Uro. Brute Astronomer. This creature enters, sack up land, add 1 mana if you control a planet with 12 or more counters, add 3 instead. Brutal. If I can start getting mine, I'm pretty happy. So I think I need to take a turn off to get her going. They've got like 3 mana open, but they've only got 2 cards in hand. Bird is basically a free spell. Breeding pool, I need more lands is what I need. So then, if that's going to be the case... I don't want to go flow state just yet. I think if I hold up for 1 more turn, fine? Like, currently it's on them to present something... Or tempo-y, I guess, is probably the way to think about it. Plenaire Genesis. The Delighted Halfling becomes a problem if, like, they hit something pretty big. Like, they can use the Halfling to play out the Uro, and then it becomes uncounterable. I could also, like, Wasp the Halfling. Right now they currently have 4 cards in graveyard, so maybe that's what I do. Because if I can get rid of the Halfling next... Yeah, that sounds about right. Normally this is just gonna, like, print a bunch of cards. Yeah, let's go ahead and we'll play the Wondrous Wasp. This also gets us, like, an additional clock. Yeah, that's what we want. Mentor's Guidance. You're a wizard. Alright, go combat. First thing's a first. Attack with the Wondrous Wasp. Now we have, like, a real... Yeah, now we have, like, a real clock out here. Enduring Curiosity, that withdraws a ton of cards. Yep. And what I want to hit it now is another land. Perfect. Okay. We're in the driver's seat. We've got our Halfling shut down. We've got Gretchen shut down. We just gotta ride this Wasp to victory. River's Rebuke. Yeah, we'll go ahead and unwind that. And then I get to untap, boop, boop, and then bloop. Pock? Do I care about Pock? Not initially, but I do get a lot more tempo if I for a Lizard and I just start, like, feeding in. Because then what happens is the Frilled Mystic and the Tiebinder can attack in. If Gretchen is the only blocker, then I'm going to get in for 3 with the other ones, and that's 5 damage a turn. That's a 5-turn clock. Hey there, Hero Girls! How are you there? Hope your day is going well there. Thank you, Ken. Thank you, Ken. We are doing A-okay. We got Monday objectives taken care of. So right now, we're just testing a new brew here with Berta. And hey, we, like, won the pseudo mirror match, which is fantastic. And also, that one felt pretty good. Now, the fact that that was a Mythweaver Pock. Oh, that would have been uncountable with a Halfling. Also, that reminds me, how many days do we have left on the Mastery Pass? 2 weeks? Yeah, we'll clear the rest of this out, no problem. Also, yeah, it's probably, like, super obvious for everyone else who's been playing, like, any sort of ranked, constructed, or sealed before, but I didn't realize that the seasons, quote, were month to month, that it's a monthly season. I thought it was more like booster set season. I guess that makes sense why it's not correlating with the Mastery Pass. So, don't think we're going into Mythic. That's fine. That's perfectly fine. Alright, we're up against Witherbloom, the Bounce. This is a handy one. Don't like this. I don't have my green to play out the Thirsting Roots. Can't play the Planar Genesis. Fresh Start would be okay, but that gets Thoughtseize out immediately. Oh, this is... Okay, we get to go first. We get to play this out as a land and then play the Halfling. That potentially gets us into a Eureka moment. Eventually. Pretty high up. I'll keep the 7 because the other insignificance here helps a bit. I play this out immediately, I think. Even if, like, they hit the Halfling, this still gives me some flexibility. Okay, they're gonna go with their own Halfling. Gotcha. Here's Scalding Tarn. Pass. We have to think about this. Halfling would be a good utter insect target. Don't Oppression Agent me? Okay, got there. Edge Maze, try and find another blue source. That's Fear of Imposters. That isn't going to do anything until we get rid of their Halfling, and we need more blue besides. At least now all of our draw spells are good. Gaze is actually like a bounce, and then it grabs a land out of our deck to put into play. So I'm trying it out. Trying out some real jank today. Okay, so like it's gonna give me priority because I can pitch cast Endurance. And then we're also gonna Surveil. Not quite what I would have done. I think if you leave up your fetch land and, like, you know, threaten being able to play anything else, that's probably a little bit better. I can play Berta now. And then they just kill Berta. I'm kind of behind the... Not like behind the 8-ball, but... You know, they've already, like, used their fetch land, so they have to use their removal on their turn. Oh no, they're gonna go with Bitter Blossom. Okay. That's not a bad card. Yep, and then the Infestation as well. Alright, and now we're thoroughly in draw-go mode. 6 goes down to 5, Delight Halfling. This only matters up until the point that I can actually significant it. And I will get a refund off of Berta if I, like, hardcast an Endurance to take out their flyers. Joke's on you, I don't have any counter spells in my hand. Eureka's a little... That's just... That's fine by me. For a basic land or desert, put on the battlefield and shuffle. That's basically 3 mana. Oh, it comes into play untapped. Okay, that's legit. Okay, so now what do we want to do? We want to... But what? I can Planar Genesis. Maybe a green. Sokka's pretty good. I like Terra Symbiosis a lot. Brazen Borrower could get through. I think Symbiosis helps take over the game. Then we just, like, take this opportunity to play Endurance. We get 2 mana to do a thing. Berta scales up a little bit more. Is that worth doing? I've also just got 4 mana. Yeah, let's go ahead and bounce the Halfling. Like, they might take this opportunity to kill Berta. But I think the tempo here is pretty good. Because bouncing the halfling means they don't get uncounterable Wither Bloom. We can go ahead and grab Island, put that into play. And then we can tap Berta, just make a free 1/1. We do gotta play it just a little bit more quickly, though. Alright, my turn. And then... Not gonna work. Right. Alright, so here's that Terramort Symbiosis. Then pass the turn. I guess the school is... Okay, Deadly Dispute, that's fine. I like his fresh start. A lot better for shutting off Wither Bloom. That means Wither Bloom just, like, doesn't actually deal damage ever. Alright, yep. I also have to wait for them to, like, do something else. Hell yeah, that's what we want. Yep, okay, then they can bop him for 1 with their little fairy. That is acceptable by my standards. Because now I'm going to start drawing a hell of a lot of cards. Yep, I would gladly pay 1 to draw a card. The Sage is pretty cool because that also hits the Bitter Blossom. Might be worth it now, so that way they just, like, don't get a bunch of flyers. Let's see. On the battlefield, then shuffle. Yeah, I don't really get it. They will just, like, overrun me if I do that. And then pass the turn. No attacks, and the turn. I could be getting counters on my turn to draw as well, but that's fine. At this point, we really just need to make sure that they don't hit anything stupid. Like that. I mean... What are their big creatures? Raider Hoof? Raider Hoof? Let's see. Turn non-land permanent. I can hit a small token. I love Breach of the Multiverse. Breach of the Multiverse is a very, very good card. They hit my Wanchiton and my Snappy. Okay, so what is that? When this creature enters... Creatures you control gain trample and get XX, but it's not gain haste, right? Yeah, it's not gain haste. So right now they currently have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, that's 6. Wanchiton enters, resolve that. I'm probably gonna need to block with, like, right? More or less. I just, like, block a bunch of... Alright, yeah, let's go ahead and bounce... Fire. Then... What, Endurance? Do anything? That's kind of a pain. 6, that's still 12. 6 here. And gain trample. That's so much goddamn damage. And this is like base 1/1. That's about as good as I can do. Okay, so past the blocks. I can block here. That absorbs 4. I'm like 5. No, I'm just dead. God damn it. That's frustrating. That's frustrating. I needed counter magic in order to make that work. And just couldn't. Ah, well, see. I guess there's an option where I could have brazen borrowed Wanchiton, flashed in Wanchiton. Not like any free spells that would work there. Sure. You're right, I should be thinking about Cyclonic Rift. This is Jadza, Oracle of Arcavios. Put any number of land cards from your hand onto the battlefield, then if you control 8 or more lands, you can discard a card to return it to your hand. Discard a card, return Jadza to owner's hand. Magecraft, when you cast or copy an instant or sorcery spell, reveal the top. The non-land, you can cast it by paying 1 rather than paying his mana cost. Brainstorm fixes everything. Everyone loves Brainstorm. Psych Rift would. So we'll have to think about what we're going to cut for that. Mentor's Guys does draw us a bunch of cards with Berta, but I don't know that we need it. This build now. Like 2 mana, Scry 1, draw 1 twice is okay. Yep. Cobra. Let's see if we can fix this. Don't want to see the Hedge Maze. Oh, I don't have a way to, like, get any of this back, huh? Okay. First start probably good next turn. Back the Fear of Imposter. Could be put back the Endurance. Yeah. Let's do it like this. We're gonna redraw the Endurance. And then what? I could Mentor's Guidance, put the Hedge Maze back. Fetch Line comes down, 4 mana play comes out. I could fresh start the Cobra now and keep things from getting out of control. I think I'd do that. That might slow them down a little bit. But we are just going to use the Hedge Maze to dig out. Another option is to have put the Hedge Maze on top and then surveil whatever I don't want to hold on to back into the graveyard. So we are currently Brainstorm locked, but it's not like awful. And then I don't really remember what Jadza wants to do. Like, you can pretty much just use Brainstorm and set up the top of your deck to play pretty much anything. It's gonna be blue, green, big spells. Okay. Put a counter up to 1 target creature gains life. You can play an additional land. It just playing it as an Explorer then? Alright. This comes into play tapped. This also comes into play tapped. Go ahead and I'll take it on tap forward. Not how we want this. Ice Till Explorer is really good. Gonna be multiple land drops. All they need is just their 1 fetch land. And this is why I'm getting punished by having the Hedge Maze show up. Yep, they're solved the equation, so they're absolutely trying to set some like time walk shenanigans. It is not fantastic. I can hardcast the Endurance and at least slow them down. That's something. For an instant. Yep. Go ahead. Land in. Rack. Then I think before they get a chance, another thing, we'll drop the Endurance. So now they have to spike another land to get their second land drop. But and even if they do, like, it'll have to be a fetch land if they want to keep up any Ice Till Explorer loops. They mill Quandrix and... Bonnie, Paul the Clear Cutter. Yep, that is another really good giant-ass creature that I'm gonna lose. I'm gonna lose this because I'm taking too long to get set up. And they just got something that draws them an extra card every turn. Oh god, how am I gonna scale this up? Nothing has trample, so if I just like... have to take the turn off for it. Alright, Sphincter's clenched. Getting some of the cheaper bounce interaction would probably help out. I don't remember if we put a Fading Hope into the deck, but it is a little bit of what I'm missing here. Yep, they can go ahead. They get a free card out of their deck. We're just going to take the 13. You're not going to take the 13. Too much for that. Yep, there's another Rampant Growth. Jazzy's going to come down here shortly. Oh, and there's another fetch land. Okay. What can I do for you? Hardened Scales, that's what I want to see. I can Berta once. Do I need this as a fight spell? Currently, I'm not fighting anything. I just need bigger and more better. Yeah, just give me another island. And then... pray to God, I guess. Like, the Hardened Bonds is what's going to help us keep up with Bonnie. But Bonnie is just so big. Yep, okay. Royberta. Gonna have to counter that. And Jillian Click is cool. There's the Fear Imposter. Counter the Beast Within. And at this point, is it worth giving up Berta as a... No, I get to make a free blocker if I do. Although the Ice Tail Explorer gets the attack in. I don't get to hold up any of my other cards anyways. The issue becomes I don't get an additional Hardened Bonds if I do. Yeah, we'll just let the mana go. Because it really is just more important that we find a way to get ahead of this Bonnie Paul. I can chump with the Fear of Imposters. I can chump with a Scale. Yep, you're going to keep digging. Actually, yeah, if they have like any sort of mutagenic growth to put cards back on top of their deck, that also works. Yep, that might be even be what they're digging for. The Sublime Epiphany would also be a really good one. That's basically just like your blue Swiss Army knife. So after this game, we head back to Deck Builder. We probably cut the Mentor's Guidance. We probably cut... one other huge thing. Because right now, they're just trying to get to, like, critical man. I guarantee you they're trying to find, like, an Alrund's Epiphany. They're trying to find, you know, a Cityscape Leveler, an Ulamog. Just anything huge like that. You don't need a lot of payoffs when you're playing a deck like this. Yep, they're going to go ahead. They're going to crash in with both. Yep, that's basically a free attack. That is also basically a free attack. Alright. Land. Better lands and spells, I guess. I can bounce off the Ice Tail Explorer. I can also, like, double block the Ice Tail Explorer. I just can't. I don't have that flexibility right now. So I am going to be taking the 4 here. Because hopefully, click Cameo. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. Just got to hold on for a little bit more, baby. Just a little bit more. And pray that they don't have any, like, you know, bombs coming down these last 3 cards. Because if they are, I think that pretty much just ends the game, yeah? Yep. There's Jazzy. Solve the equation. Oh, right. Jazzy just cast or copy instant source, reveal the top card of your library. If it's an on-land, pay 1. Don't even thing. Alright, I'll see what their win condition is, and then we'll call it there. Because if they get to resolve a solve the equation like this, then I'm pretty confident to say that's going to be the end of the game. Like, I can Vendilion Clique it out of their hand during the draw step. That's something me. My birder's not even... Oh, that's Doppelgain, and it just goes straight to their hand. Okay. For each of X target permanents, create a token that's a copy of that permanent. Got Memory Lapse, I guess. Memory Lapse is kind of cool. Doppelgain, really? They must have Counterspell magic backing it up, because it's not just... That's not an auto win. Not by any stretch of the imagination. So then... I can go upkeep. Click them. You can play Tamio. Try and get that going. Pass the turn. Yeah. Okay. So you're saying there's a chance. He puts it on the bottom of their library. What a... Goes Tot Yava. Remember, we want to wait till after all these shuffling so that way they just don't get a chance to like reshuffle. Pass. Draw. Alright, now we click. I still have enough mana for Memory Lapse even. Good old Clique. And Bird is actually getting like almost big enough to block Bonnie Paul as well. Alright, so they're gonna draw extra mana. They get to go ahead and just like play all that. I guess doppelganging a bunch of lands when you play like Landfall Slaw. It's alright. Okay, so they've got a dragon, tireless tracker, doppelgain, ancient green warden, Mathemagics is their big win condition card. Okay. I only have mana for one thing anyway. So there we go. Go ahead and we'll make our chump token. Tireless tracker. Yep. That's also like really good for them because the tracker's going to get huge. This is counter target non-creature spell. They've got 2 mana left over. I think I have the ability to potentially dig. Let's memory lapse that back on top. I can even just play the half lane as a blocker. That's something to consider. At the minute. Alright, just go. Goodbye, Green Warden. This is now a problem. I need to fight that with my decisive denial, probably. It is not ideal. Okay, scale heights. Yep. They did have an Aetherize. We're in it for the long haul, chat. Game's not over. They didn't grab a card that, like, could win the spot right there. They are literally just playing oops, nothing but value. Now, granted, they have a really... they have a fuck ton of huge... God damn it, they have a tireless Provisioner now, too. That might actually just be worse than the tracker. Is it, though? I think I need to block... Now is when I block the Explorer. Yeah, this is when I need to block the Explorer. The Explorer just, like, gives him way too much gas. So I'll have to click trade there. I'm going to end up taking 14? I don't think we're winning this one, folks. I don't think Oh Hero Girl's winning this one. Means I need to use this Tamio as like a chump blocker as well. If I use this Tamio as a chump blocker, I take 8, I go to 7, and it's a little harder for them to just like get me. On the other hand, if I use the Mentor's Guidance, I can flip the Tamio. Start trying to like make all the other powers significantly smaller. Tamio also theoretically soaks in some extra damage. I'll take that chance. I'll go to 3. So then, yeah, this is one of those scenarios where we attack with the Tamio, make a clue, use the Mentor's Guidance. Tamio attacks, deals 1. First damage that we've dealt all games, so, you know, not a perfect shutout. Be too late, though. I think the Stuper's a real card. Strict Serenade helps a little bit. Planar Genesis. That could help me find something. But I think I'm trying to just, like, find a thing right now. Okay. A couple of extra chump blockers isn't bad. Play a Delighted Halfling. Play a Bird of Paradise. Ah, that's weird. If I play the Bird of Paradise, I'm basically using that to chump because Bird is not going to get mana back. Meanwhile, I need to hold on to some amount of mana. The Sink of the Super probably almost always becomes a land. And then what? I need 1 mana to make a free chumper off of the bird anyway. I'm pretty sure like I'm just dead, right? Like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 lethal attackers. I can only block 2 things anyway. Not perfectly lethal, at least, because of the Tamio plus. That's... You know what? I think they've got it. I might have had a chance. I probably could have, like, dug with a Hardened Bonds, but at that point, that's just too much. Alright. Let's try and make just a couple of tweaks here. Yeah, we don't need the Mentor's Guidance, and then... What else? Grab... Yeah, grab our Rift, because Rift is just really good at resetting. Right. Then, what was the other thing I was thinking about grabbing? It was ripped in something else. What was it, chat? Actually, even pull out the Arctur's Gate. What was it? It was ripped in something else. I know. Oh, right. It was Epiphany. Sublime Epiphany. And then also grab a Fading Hope. For a little bit more early interaction. Yeah, there we go. Now, Fading Hope, this is... What was this? Target creature, right? Fading Hope, return target creature. Yeah, okay. Love at the back is here to help protect. I think it's fine. But... What would we... I just really like this little cycle. It's like, not cycle, but like... I think they actually just had enough mana to deck you with Mathemagic at that point. They absolutely 100% did. They absolutely 100% did. It's just a matter of, like, are they actually going to do that? Or are they just going to, like, you know, taking game actions because they can? Let's see. Kun Scale is good. I might actually just have, like, 2. Wanderer's Command puts 2 counters on creature, target creature, shuffle cards back in. That's actually good graveyard interaction. What was I thinking about cutting from here? I don't think it was the stock up. Maybe it was. I don't want to cut too many sources because I'm trying out the flow state. Flow state's a pretty good card when you can just like 2 mana draw 2 cards. I think I had. Let's see. Take a look at my counterspell suite real quick. Flare Denial and Force Negation would have helped out a little bit with the tightness of that. And maybe this is Drago, so we have like... Maybe I actually like... I can comfortably remove both Stock Up and Flow State, say this is the deck for that. And instead, what we get to do is grab 1 more instant for some early interaction. That sounds about right. Double check and see what we get. Like, Fading Hope is definitely one of those. I don't think we need a 2-mana one. Harmonized Trio could actually be. Like, when you play it, get to play like just all the fetch lands, Constant Break actually be alright. Into the Flood Maw is also not bad. Miscast. Oh, right, Mystical Tutor. We can literally just play Tutor. Hell yeah. I keep forgetting that the 1-mana Tutor suite is on Arena. Just like, it's not intuitive for me to just like grab those for my deck set because I'm so used to those being like $20 to $40 cards that I can never afford it, so I just never think about adding them in the first place. But that is like one of the few things I really like about Arena. It's all free, baby. No actual affecting my finances here. Oh, we're up against Super Aggro Arabella Abandoned Doll. Fresh Start helps a lot with that. Growth Spiral, good. Yeah, I think this is good enough. We're gonna need to find something to help us out, but this works. Play the Bark Channel on green. Guide of Souls, good card. Go. Now we've got a few different things that we can do. We can Cunning, Third Scale. No, they're just gonna go straight with everything. I heard you like creatures with less than 2 power. Well, now you have super less than 2. Alright, they get the bonk in. Play Agnel. I'll play Agnel. Tap. And now what we can do is Growth Spiral into Cunning Azure Scale. Like, they only have the Guided Souls right now, so if they don't drop anything that's like Turbo Haste on this turn, we're doing pretty... Ah, okay. Mobilize 3 is pretty good for Guide of Souls. Alright. Growth Spiral, put in... Ooh, unable to screen. Yep, we'll go ahead and take the 1. They pass the turn. What do I want? I kind of just want to land, right? honestly, I want a land. As long as it's not... Okay, good. I was gonna say, as long as it's not literally my frickin' surveil land, we're feeling pretty good there. Draw 3 cards. You be put field tapped. Want to unable to scream, and then also play the pack beast, right? I'm gonna play Berta. I'm gonna play Unable to Scream on the Guide of Souls. And then we're just gonna get to see if we get to untap. If they have a Swords to Plowshares for Berta. Oh, hey, Delny. Can't be blocked by creatures power 3 or greater. So that's gonna be 6 fucking tokens in my face. Jesus Christ. Okay. Eaten by piranhas on Delny is also pretty good. So then... pass the turn, right? Hey, Fron. You on your way home? Hope you're having a good time, buddy. Sanguine and Evangel. Ah, motherfucker. I should not have, fuck. Alright. So now what I can do is... Master Zand? Yeah, Master Zand bounce the Delny, actually. And then I also just get to use Berta to make something. Yeah, so I get to just, like, make a 2-2. Now I have just, like, more things that block. They can hit me for 1. Or I can just, like, take out the pack beast. Okay. Okay, we're gaming now. You're at the grocery store? But are you getting soup? Mystic Stake to cancel the thing as well. No attacks, pass the turn. Those flyers are going to be a problem eventually, but I've got Wan Ching Tan here to eat them. Yes. Snake. Excellent. Excellent. Okay. Okay. Get helping hand. Get back. They definitely should not have done that, free combat, because I just get the floating mana now. Yep, they do get to flop in for 2. I have had to use so much removal already, and I really, really, really need to reload. Okay, so they're gonna go ahead and Battlecry for the extra damage here. Block with my token. And yep, they get another bird. Edge Maid. I'm still on the back foot here. I'm still way on the back foot here. I can start attacking in... Except I can't, because I still have, like, the pack beast to think about. They still here? Oh, you are getting soup from the soup store. Tap 2, untap creature control, copy target triggered ability you can... That does mean that they can actually start using the pack beast. Which is not bueno. Raid bombardment! That's gonna fucking murder me. That's gonna fucking murder me. And I can't do nothing about that. We're getting run over. And I need to top deck like a Psych Rift or something to actually make this work. Oh boy. Oh, I can't even use the Waterlog Grove. Wait, why are they attacking with the O cards? Okay, to get the extra bombardment triggers, I guess. Beef consomme. I see. Beef consomme. But which shirt do you get with that, right? Yep. Okay, so like that adds an extra damage. Okay, so resolve all those because I just do not get to do 3. I need to block 3 shit, and I only have 4 shit. That's disappointing. We managed to find like enough answers, but it's classic control versus badge. More learning curve. Like we had, like the 04 Mobilize 3. Oh god, that was surprisingly effective. You love to see when niche cards like that can find a home. What are we missing? Like just early enough draw engines to reload our hand. That might be it. I don't know that it is. Oh, this is the... Oh, this is original Hazoret. Can't attack or block unless you have 1 or fewer cards in hand. 3 mana, discard a card, 2 damage to each opponent, indestructible, hasty. Hail Mind, Flare Denial, Bird doesn't get cast. And this protection, I guess, turns off the god, but otherwise we're not doing a whole lot. The Delighted Halfling probably dies like almost immediately. Counterspell, slip out the pack to protect Berta. Once Berta gets high enough, they don't actually get to burn her out, and then theoretically she might be able to chump block. Reckless Lackey. Sure. Just going for straight mono red aggro. I hear you. 1 damage to each opponent. Alright. That's a 1-2. I mean, that's one of the most efficient things that they could have done to stop Berta. I can Malcolm on their turn. Cunning Coyote wants to play with an extra counter. This enters another target creature you control gets 1/1 and gain. It's gonna be 5 damage off the bat. Well, I actually just like, no, I can't even like use Malcolm as removal here. Nope, that doesn't feel good. At least I can like use the Brickworks. Let's see. Play that because we need to play that. I can Bridgeworks Battle 2/2 fight. Turns into a 4/3. That's not gonna be enough to beat the Coyote. Ah, that sucks. You're literally just getting punched in the face. I can counterspell the next thing. I can Wondrous Wasp. Tap up to 1 target creature. The Wasp does help. So let's go ahead and use Malcolm to. I want to hold on to a land for next turn. I might actually need to drop the slip out the back then. No, I think I actually need to drop the Azure Scale. The 5/5 stabilize is pretty good against it, though. We're also like the furthest away from me to cast that. Yeah, I think that's where we're at. And then you're a 2/1 who dies to the Reckless Lackey. Layla is also a very good card. The Wondrous Wasp. That just draws him a bunch of cards. I can counterspell that. I'm taking 5, 6. A 2/2 I can block for a while. I just need to find ways to like stop literally everything though. Tell you what, convert the counterspell here. Because we're gonna need just like... Yep. Bonk, bonk. Last life point that... Only life point that matters is the last one. I can play Berta, but then this 5-4 fucker is gonna come in immediately. Flip out the back. I can use that as a turn thing. Alright, Malcolm, dig me out of here. Vendilion Click is not what I want right now. I'm gonna have to convert this Scalding Tarn kind of no matter what. And I don't get the luxury of turning that into Shockland. Play Berta. I take 5, 6, 7, 8. Go to 3. That's within bolt range. Hazoret can discard a bunch of cards. I can just like resolve Berta, right? I think I win. Or at least I stabilize it enough to give myself a chance. Meanwhile, if I play Wasp... I can tap down Hazoret or anything else. I can use Slip Out the Back to save her for a turn. The issue with using it on Hazoret is that Hazoret does, in fact, turn into a thing that just, like, beats me down every turn. The 5-4. The heckin' 5-4. I can't use Berta's big ass to block because then I don't get to make the tokens. This is dicey. This is so goddamn dicey. Richard's Battle is also a sorcery. Make your decision, hero. Make your decision. Unless they hit like top deck. You know what? I think I just need to jam Berta. YOLO. We live or we die. Final stand. Alright, no Hazoret. You have no cards in hand. Discard a card, then draw 2 cards. Give your upkeep, discard, draw. That's a hasty. They get to take our Thirsting Roots. I'm going to go ahead and block here, and we take 6. Robber the Rich is a hell of a card to get on top. Alright, begin your upkeep, discard your hand, then draw 2. Okay. I need to keep attacking with Malcolm, because the sooner I can get to start converting into free spells, the better. Not what I need right now. Slip Out the Back needs to buy me a turn. I can't cast the Click. It just like drop the Terramorphous, actually. It might just be drop the Terramorphous and start using my flash creatures as removal spells. Bridgeworks Battle. Use that as removal. I do need to use it as removal. +3/+3. I can take out the Coyote. I also need to get rid of this Robber the Rich. I just need to hold on for like one more turn. I need to be able to cast this Wondrous Wasp and hold up Mana Leak. Alright, they draw 2 cards. And they have 3 cards. They can't actually like use Hazoret as well as they would like to. I mean, that's a Reckless Pyro Surfer. If I use that... Like, I'm doing this for tempo, actually. Now I get to go add blue. Yep, they get to go ahead. They get to put the Pyro Surfer into play. They're going to play a land. This creature gains Battle Cry until end of turn. So let's go play the Wondrous Wasp, tap the Pyro Surfer. And now what do I do? Because... Yep, everyone's gonna attack in. Oh, unable to scream! I'm gonna scream! Alright, past the blockers then. I need you to die. I need you to die. We'll take 4. Exile instead. Actually, yes. They're getting to the point where they just get the 7 mana, they can play Hazoret. Unable to scream on Malcolm. Oh my god, Psych Rift is huge. Absolutely huge. Okay. I can also brainstorm with Malcolm now. No, I think I go Bridgeworks Battle. Cast it. Yep, now Berta can fight Pyromancer or the Coyote? Gotta be the Pyromancer. Pyro Surfer, right? Yeah, it's gotta be the Pyro Surfer. This thing having First Strike is obnoxious, but... I just need to play around them having like 7 mana, apparently. Okay. Go to the draw step. Discard your hand, then draw 2 cards. Alright, draw for turn. Go ahead and click. Yep, Berta gets a counter. Berta gets the blue counter, so now I can look at their hand, put back whatever I want, as long as it's a non-land. Unfortunately, this means that Hazoret literally just, like, wins. No! 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 That's GG. Let's see if they see it. Oh, they don't. Or maybe that still works. Because Hazoret still gets to attack now. And like, yeah, that's game. Damn it! That was really good though. Like, we were close to stabilizing big time. That is a very interesting paradigm that we have to think about, though, because Berta is normally a card that we want to block with, but we keep getting to scenarios where we want to make chumpers. Something to think about. What I would really like is more ways to get Berta out just a little bit sooner with backup. We could think about using the Rampant Growth suite. Like, turn 2, take that off to Rampant Growth and try and get ahead. Maybe some of the 3 mana ramp cards would actually be better, though, because that plays better into our tempo game. On the one hand, it's like, well, it's 3 mana and you only go up 1 land. But holding up the mana for something like that can be pretty big. I think one of the issues that comes up with that though, is when you're needing to proactively ramp as opposed to constantly being on the back foot. Ashy, what are you doing down here? Let's see. Opponent gets to go first. Brawl to start with. Fading Hope, Crystal Tower. Honestly, I'm not interested in playing this matchup. Like, I'm still trying to, like, get Berta going here. If I can figure out like the where I need to tweak some of the ratios. We're playing against a lot of Simic Slaw today. Alright, Strict Serenade, Endurance, Terrabiosis, Slip Out the Back. We don't have anything that ramps up to what Nagana's gonna want to do. But I guess I'll hold on to this. We can go turn 1, surveil land at least, and try and like find more action. Unsurprisingly, Mystic Elf turn 1's pretty good. Days. I want to get the Terra Symbiosis down. Turn. Yeah, shared roots. 1 open. But really, this is just going to be so any huge play they make on the next turn doesn't eat us. Yep, okay. Here's our do nothing enchantment that doesn't do anything. What about the phase outs? But maybe I want to find one of the other counters. I don't know. It phases out, which means that bird is not around to actually like trigger. Also, now I just need to like hit another land in order to actually play Berta. I mean, one more land they get to play Zagana, but I don't think that's what they wanted. That's awkward. That's awkward. All right. Reactive hand is reactive. Intus Restoration. Not a lot I can do about that. Yep, they can go ahead and grab both of their islands that they're missing. This is why I like making sure that my decks have 40, because you just need it. All right. Here's Endurance. Don't have any blue, so Endurance just gets to eat your Elvish Mystic now. Put all this junk back into your deck. You really don't want to be redrawing ramp spells later in the game. Burning a Heroic Intervention. Sure. Oh my god. Can we not? I mean, if you just want to raise Mystic Elf to Endurance, then like, fine. Pretty sure I'm gonna win. Can't cast either of those, so the we can do. Pensive Professor. I don't want to Strict Serenade that. Inverse Transformation. Let's bounce the Professor. And then Camera's Transformation is going to draw them a card. I think I'm just trying to convert as much as possible. So like, this will draw us a new card with the Terra Symbiosis. That's the land that we wanted the first time. We denied them a draw. Now we have a 4/5. And pretty soon they're going to be looking at playing out either the Professor or Zagana. Wow, still getting really aggressive there. I can play Berta, but now that I have more stuff to do, I just don't want to. Oracle Moldaya. Don't care about that. Destroy target artifact, destroy target enchantment, exile up to 1 target card from a graveyard. Pensive Professor. You have 1 mana open? It's that Elvish Mystic, and that is just like not ideal. Please tell me that you're going to get aggressive with the Elvish Mystic. Alright, go boop. Bonk, bonk. Draw 2 more cards. Okay, now we're doing something. Now we're gaming. I can Witness Protection the Professor, and then they just never get to draw the additional cards. I don't hate that. Because Zagana by herself also is not going to be doing a whole lot. Oh, and they have Portal to the Phyrexia coming up too. Okay. Player of Denial. I could sacrifice the Curiosity. And, like, still keep the effect around. So, like... Okay. Prime Speaker Zagana comes in. 2 counters. They get to redraw. I think this is where I can just go ahead and convert my Strict Serenade. And then replay the Brazen Borrower. And they're done. Yay! I'm not sure what this person was trying to do with Prime Speaker Zagana, though. Usually with Prime Speaker Zagana, what you want to do, and I'm saying this from personal experience, it's best when you can get, like, just one big fat creature on the board. I like to use Leviathans, Sea Monsters, that type of thing. Play her and use that as a way to completely reload your hand. And I obviously did not get to see 84% or 83% of their deck? Yeah. 83% of their deck. No, 84. So, like, I don't know. But... Yeah. I mean, I guess it works out in the end. I'll take that because that's still, like, somewhat informative. Because maybe it is that I want to start putting in the 2 mana sorceries. Just, like, get myself a little further ahead. Not sure what we would cut in order to make that happen, though. It would let us play Low State, which is pretty good. Theoretically, we wouldn't need to play Eureka Moment or Embrace the Paradox. Like, in those aggro games, we just don't get the time to play these, and we have to start, like, playing our really big flash payoffs. So that's something to think about. There's, like, what, 3 of them, including Farseek? If they want to. Let's see. If we were to do it like that... Let's see what that would look like, right? See what that would look like. Just, like, grab our 2 mana sorceries. Search, library, battlefield. That gets us Emergent Sequence, Farseek, Into the North if we decide to play Snowland, Rampant Growth, and we don't, and Shared Roots, and that's like 5 of them. We don't need to play all of them. I have this really bad habit of wanting to play like all of them. Like if I say I want to play a thing, I want to play like every single one possible. But like that's probably just not realistic. When in fact the job of cards like Joint Exploration and Growth Spiral is to draw us cards potentially into lands and then ramp us. That's only really good if they hit lands and we're playing a decent amount of not lands. Like that is the downside of playing the double face cards when you don't have pitch spells that you need to worry about. Force of Vigor could be. So let's say for a second that we cut these 3. Absolutely play Farseek. Don't play Emergent Sequence actually, because that makes a creature that can be bolted. Just stick with Rampant Growth and then Shared Roots. Don't worry about Into the North because we don't want to play Snowlands. That's probably fine. Double check the sorcery count. Sorcery count puts it at 9, which is not like awful. For flow state purposes, you only need 1 of each. But maybe consider one last time cutting a Fencer. Put in a flow state. That way you just get to play like some efficient draw effects. You don't need to tap out for the stock out. The stock up. That's what it is. You don't need to tap out for the stock up. Stock out. Spock's very unpopular cousin. Stock. Officer Stock out. The Healy Radiant Creator from the awful Teamer Energy deck. Whenever you cast an Artificer or an Artifact spell, you get an energy. Beginning of combat your turn, you can pay 3 energy. When you do, create a token that's a copy of target permanent you control, except it's a 5/5 artifact. In addition to its other types and has haste, sack at the beginning of the next end step. Interesting. Consult the star charge, memory lapse, significance, hardened bomb. Okay. We've got some options here. Verdant Catacombs grabs either Breeding Pool or Surveil Land. Turn 1, easy hardened bonds. We've got to consult the star charts to load up. This is just really nice tempo. The longer the game goes on, the digger it'll deep. It always grabs 1 card or 2 cards if you kick it. I would like to hold this memory lapse for when they try and play a... I'm gonna have to utter insignificance that, I think. Pay 3, create a token that's a copy. Turn target creature or planeswalker. Counter target artifact or enchantment. If I do that for next turn, I get a lot of tempo with that, and I can stop it from being a problem forever. Alright, so here's your memory lapse. That's gone. You're not drawing anything on the next turn. Now I have the double blue. You're terrified. You get 1 or more energy. Get that many +1 energy instead. Draw a card. Activate only if you paid or lost energy this turn. Counter target artifact. Turn target creature planeswalker. Target player shuffles 3 cards. Only if you paid or lost 4 or more. That doesn't do anything as long as I make sure I stop Sahi. And then I think I'll hold on to this console. I've got a land drop for the next turn. I don't need to drop it right away. I am dropping Polluted Delta though, because that's a Surveil land if I use the command instead. This is a problem now because I do absolutely need to counter this Might. Oh, they're gonna go with the big mana. Sure. Because that is still the thing that I want to counter. Target player shuffles up to 3 target cards from their graveyard into their library. You only have the Chromatic Orb. You know what? I'm going to put that back in. Just in case you have a sort of welder to go on. Okay, pass this. We're gonna go ahead and Hedge Maze. Prevail. I don't want that land. Alright, let's think about this. Whenever you cast an artifact or an artificer, you get 1. This will give them another one. So, like, at most, they might get... No, they've got the green carved obelisk here, too. I want to cast Berta, but I'm going to wait till next turn. Man, I wish they'd let you challenge friends in competitive Brawl matches. Or even just Reg Brawl. For some reason, you can only do standard Brawl challenges. Is that still the case? Also, Rotten Mouse, thank you for stopping us by on the YouTube. Whenever this creature or another artifact you control enters, you can draw the discard, pay 2, put something on. Fine by me. I wouldn't be surprised if the direct challenge is struggling, stuff like that. Can't be cast. Gotcha. Okay. They get to continue sculpting their hand. Okay. Now we get to kick this. Alright, let's grab 5 cards. Torrential Gearhawk, pretty good. I like Decisive Denial. Grab Decisive Denial because that's a floor wax and a dessert topping. Torrential Gear Hulk. Not recasting ink. Grab the... Yep, here's Berta. Alright, let's see what happens. So, they're gonna get at least one energy if they play Saheeli, and then go directly into casting another. That is just the world that we live. They are gonna get 2 energy now. Oh, they're gonna Thought Cast, okay. Ardent Bonds is gonna grab us a free creature. It's Malcolm! I don't have the additional mana to play Malcolm. Yeah, I've been wanting to play with my daughter, but haven't been able to. I'll probably just see about trying out Spell Table since I've been hearing more about that. I've heard some okay things about Spell Table. It's really gonna be hard because competitive Brawl does have alchemy cards. So unless Spell Table has a module or something to help resolve alchemy cards, that could be hard. At the same time, though, because you're using an interface, maybe they actually did build something like that into it. Simulacrum Synthesizer. That's a huge problem. Yep. Also, God damn it. Simulacrum Synthesizer was already perfect. Why did... Wait, no, this is good. This is a reprint. That brings it down the price. Okay, you know what? Fine. I'll take that. Fortunately, I don't get to make any free token. Curing Curiosity comes down. And... Alright, we are in full draw go mode. So, let's see. I want to counter... Whenever a non-token artifact you control enters, exile a random card with less value from your library. Cast that card until your turn. We'll let that stay down there. Enters, you get 3 energy, pay 3, make a Thopter. Draw a card, activate only if you paid or lost 4 or more energy. Think I care about that one? I care about the... Actually, hold on. Do I care? I think I care a little bit. Yeah, I think I care a little bit because I go Sublime Epiphany. Counter target spell, return a non-land permanent. Create a token that's a copy of target creature you control. That. Yeah, bounce, synthesizer. Attack this artifact, seek a card with the highest value. I want to draw. Okay, and now we get to do stuff. Now we get to stop them from grabbing 3 blockers from Malcolm. Okay. They can go to combat. And I'm gonna, like, risk Malcolm getting dunked on here. But I think that's a risk that we have to take. Because if we can get Malcolm going, then we just, like, get so much value. And we can actually start clocking them. Plus, Berta already got us our hardened scales. Yeah, no, you can hit me for 1. Sorry about that. The important thing is that we're just, like, trading, right? Alright, sweet. Yeah, just, like, start beating in with Malcolm. Maybe. I mean, Spell Table did print some alchemy cards in paper, right? In MB2, which you just got in the mail. First of all, hell yeah. I like that the alchemy cards can see some print action. But at the same time, you really gotta figure out some stuff. Want them miss. Okay, end the turn. They can, like, search for whatever they want with the rune carved obelisk, and I need to make sure I have answers. Actually, hold on. Wait, hold on. Shoot. Shoot. Stop, I was supposed to Besage you that one. I mean, I guess I could Besage you the thing right here. Worm Coil Engine. That's a pretty good card. What if I said no to that? Some alchemy cards should stay imprisoned in silicone. Look at you, Tajik. Tajik might be a little good. Tajik might be a little good. Actually gonna use this so I can stage you, I think. And then, yeah, this gives them like a little bit of extra oomph, but this also keeps them from searching for their deck. Yay! We win! Okay, but like this is proof of concept. We're getting there. We're getting there against some of the weaker decks, but like I will take proof of concept against weaker decks so that way we can start building this up and maybe be able to handle some slightly tougher decks that, again, we're gonna get randomly matched into just because the algorithm can't match you perfectly, you know? Only match you with who's available. Nah, it wasn't Spell Table. WotC did. They made Mystery Booster 2, which has Oracle of Alpha that... Oh, right, yeah. I mean, yeah, that's what I meant. That's what I meant. Like, yeah, of course WotC's the one printing the Mystery Boosters, right? But what I was saying was maybe Spell Table included a digital app integration or something that would help out with that, IDK. Also, I'm going to check something real quick. Challenge match, deck type, friendly brawl, 40 card, card bounce, just friendly brawl, and that sucks. Honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if competitive brawl ends up coming to the challenge maker anyway. I'm willing to give the devs a lot of slack when it comes to just being able to implement features. Like, it's probably something along the lines of, you know, wanting to make sure that they, you know, that competitive brawl has a chance to, like, find its even footing, that they have a ban list coming out that they want to do. Like, I guess there really isn't a reason why there shouldn't have been competitive brawl if they're, as soon as they launch the actual queue itself, but man, there's just so many hours in the day. Raph and Mikey troublemakers. Okay, here it is, chat. Here it is. The most one-trick deck that we can hope for. Let's see if we can get there. Turn target creature to its owner's hand. Tidebinder pretty good. Fading Hope. If we can find like a third land to convert this is pretty good. And we're definitely going to have some amount of time to get this going. Don't let the exploration fool you. Drop the Hinterland Harbor next. Wait, what? What? Are you for real? Who's actually playing Nissa in their Raph and Mikey deck? I mean, that's technically another land. I'll take it. I don't want to. But, like, okay. Also, they didn't have a fourth land drop, so Exploration got them one land ahead, it looks like. Oh, gosh. I can... 4, 5, 6. They play an Ironclad. They play Raph and Mikey. I guess I'm the furthest away from being able to play Disciple. I don't want to use the Tasha's Tidebinder on Raph and Mikey, just because, like, then they still have a 7/7 that fucking beats you down. Finale of Devastation for 3? For real, cringe. Imagine spinning into Nissa. I'd be so mad. I would be too, right? Okay. This is return target creature of Planeswalker and then shuffle cards back into their deck. What if I did that, right? I also just want this to, like, Raph and Mikey. Okay, that helps. I can Enduring Curiosity. I can Delighted Halfling to start ramping up. What am I using? Probably using the Quandrix, right? Or even the Tidebinder. I'm probably not playing the Curiosity right now. Did I forget to play a land? No, I drew an island. Okay, we're good. We're fine. Short-term memory problems, chat. Spider manifestation. Okay, buddy. Whatever you want. I might actually use the tie binder to trade. I might actually just use the tie binder to trade. Honestly, weirdly enough, I will just use the tie binder to trade. Utter insignificance. That's exactly what we want to see. And I am going to take this opportunity to play out Berta. They would need to exactly bail the summer. Okay, yeah, that's a prime time. That's pretty good. I'm probably still more scared of, like, Raph and Mikey pulling stuff out, but, like, I do have to answer the actual prime time now. Conjux Command, bounce. I can also put, like, something, put 2 counters on Berta. Make it so that way the prime time can, like, pull infinite stuff out. Either way, I don't need to do anything right this second. Land is actually good here. Guess they're kind of big on the effect. How much you want to bet they got Lotus Cobra too? They probably do, right? Like, it's very rare that I think something is objective. Okay. Untap, I can use Quandrix Command, bounce the prime time. Might be correct. Yeah, let's do it like that, because then we might be able to convert into Curiosity as well. So I'm going to return the prime time to their hand. I'm going to put 2 counters on Berta. Wait, no. Cancel. Cancel that. We don't want to bounce Berta. We want to... Hold on. Cancel that. Tap the halfling for this. Okay, return. Bounce. Return this. Put 2 counters on there. Berta gets Anna. Blue. Alright. Add another blue. Untaps there. That's fine. Okay. Wait for them to go to combat. I guess they can try tapping for something else. Congrats on your new 1/1. I can also just, like, Enduring Curiosity now. I can tap out for Berta and start making tokens, but they've got Raph and Mikey to block with. I don't think I need to do that. Like, they will just play the prime time again next turn. Honestly, here's the thing though, right? Even if their deck is, quote, objectively incorrect in terms of how they should have built it, the fact of the matter is they might still just get there by having, like, a giant creature of some type. And attacks past the turn. Like, all they need to do is get enough mana to hit an Ulamog and then play the Ulamog, and we've still lost. So, even if their deck building isn't optimal, that's not going to change the fact that we still have to just find a way to get past this. Ice to Explorer, pretty good. Can't do anything about that. They don't have any fetch lands in the graveyard to use, though. And, like, we definitely don't get in with any of our ground forces. Alchem's not going to trigger Berta. Oh, hey! Okay, there we go. That's a big Atali. So they get to spin the wheel. And then they hit our Hardened Bonds, which is actually really annoying. Because now that's one of our draw sources just, like, gone. The Narcomancer doesn't matter. Them having a giant 7/7 is a problem, but actually I'm more concerned about them transforming to an 11/11. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, they've got enough to do that. Okay. Silly awkward. Silly, 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 silly awkward. You're gonna go to the end phase. I will just QQ. What did I say, chat? What did I say? Doesn't matter if, like, you know, you built your deck wrong. All you need to do is, like, resolve a threat that the opponent can't answer. Fortunately, we're running real light on answer. Oh, this has reach. That's cool. Do 5 then. That's not what I want, and I just... Awkward yet again. What am I going to do against an 11-11 indestructible? 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8? I guess if I could just, like, make 8 8s every turn, then the dinosaur never gets through. And I gradually just make them bigger and bigger. That's something to think about. So to quote Rowdy Roddy Piper, just when they think they have an answer, I change the questions. Something like that. They can go ahead, they can prime time, grab more lands. It means that they're not transforming a Tali this turn. If I had that hardened skills, we'd be snowballing right now. Plaza of Heroes. Yep, they had a Bahamut that they could have hit. It's gonna keep asking me to do this, so that's gonna keep eating into my priority. I gotta be on top of this. One issue with Berta. Gotta actually pay attention. Yep. They're gonna keep digging. It's not gonna matter if they don't have, like, any regrowth effects. But we are also living on the top. We have no agency at this point. Usually, you just take care of Rapamikey and that's almost game over. Even in that case, though, right? Even in that scenario, like, they just ramp out and they can still top deck into their big dumb idiots. Okay, yeah, they're gonna go ahead, transform a Tali. That's fine by me, because again, Tali can't kill everything. We're just gonna QQ that real quick. Then I can make 7, 8. Yeah, I can. This is kind of problematic in some ways, right? Because then I just, like, lose the 8, 8. Because, like, they're not gonna kill the 5, 5. Whatever. Lost an 8, 8. And I have to live with that now. Okay, a Ponder. That's a real card. Use that to dig. Seagate Restoration is pretty bad. Shuffle. Unwind. Okay. Gonna get the draw. I'm going to discard the Shared Roots. I don't think we're winning this one, chat. Not even close. I can make a 7/7 token. And this Atali is just going to beat me because I can't seem to find another answer for it. Now, granted, the biggest reason that we can't do that is literally because we are missing stuff. Actually, you know what? That's right. We're going to lose this because I got too overconfident about just, like, their deck quality. and then forgetting that they still play idiots that run us over and win. And that's what I should have been holding, like, my Tide Binder for. That's what I should have been holding, you know, Bounce Answers for. So, the better player is, in fact, going to win. The Berserk. Not what you want to see. Not what you want to see by any stretch of imagination. The game's not lost by any means, as long as we can, like, find the thing that deals with Atali. Because right now, the Atali is the only thing that actually scares me. You want to be a Tyler's Provisioner? Okay, buddy. Sure thing. Just put a bunch of guards back into the deck. Drago versus Landfall means that both players are just not doing anything, huh? But they milled their Disciple of Freyleys, and that would have been a way to get Raph and Mikey back. Polly comes in. What am I doing with that? Am I just jumping with the endurance at that point? Maybe. I want to see what my next draw is, but I am really close to just picking. Okay, you know what? Did get this. You were the better player today. Shame on me. Should not have used that Tide Binder. If I remember to hold that up. Or they're big dumb idiots. Then kind of no matter what, regardless of whether it's like an Ulamog or an Emrakul or something, then we're still fine. I don't have to fear the Provisioner, because the Provisioner is just like letting them play a bunch of stuff, but then mana's not really a choke point anyway. Alright, it's Bristly Bill. Bristly Bill. Are we on the... We are not. So the opponent gets to go land into Bristly... The next turn, Bristly Bill. We don't have a one-turn answer for that. This hand... I could bounce Bristly Bill. Tails in on the next turn. That might be the play. Castle Vantress comes to play untapped. Untapped unless you control his land. Go ahead, we grab the breeding pool. Play the halfling. That gives us a little bit of acceleration. Frenzy Baloth. Creature spells you control can't be countered. It's true. So, what if I was to be a 3/4? What then? And now I'm in a position where I can Brazen Borrower and hold up Tail's End. That's pretty good. And I can even do it while developing Berta. Okay. We're going to take a bit of a hit from Bristly Bill. But if we get to untap, it should be fine. When this creature enters, make 2 foods. When this creature attacks, sack a food. If you do, mill 3 cards. Okay. Put a permanent card from among them into your hand. Yep. Shared roots, that's fine. We're just going to use the Brazen Borrower to help reset everything. Yes. Now Berta gets a counter, which means she can block Bristly Bill. You can put a blue on. And then I have to consider whether I'm casting Brazen Borrower now, or if I'm going to use Berta to float mana. If I do it with a Fairy Mind, that's what lets me hold up Tail's End. Bristly Bill can still attack, but it's not going to. Notably, this does not hold up Fear of Imposters. That is one issue that we have. But we want to hold the Fear of Imposters for the thing with Trample, because Berta can make tokens that block it for days. Spend a life, save a life. Growth Spiral, good! I could do Thirsting Roots and Proliferate. But I think what we're just doing here is grabbing yet another basic because we keep playing late. Each player draws a card. Last turn. I can no longer deal with Bristly. Even this 6/5 is a problem to them. Ooh, getting dicey with it, huh? So if I just like make 2, do this correctly. This does make it so that way has to blocker. I can Tails End this. Counter the activated ability. No, 2 of the cards in their hand. We'll take 3. But I will take this. Okay. They have 2 food tokens. That's not going to do it. Got this Mystical Tutor. Mystical Tutor into Growth Spiral, counter the Bristly Bill. Go to combat, attack with the Mastermind. Or getting that clock going. Yeah, we're taking way too much damage early on, so I might need to put in some smaller early blockers to help ramp. Like, we could put in the Tommy Bamboo. We could put in the Sloth. And just have those as... Even though, like, those are bad cards to pull off Hardened Scales, they just are small cards that block particularly well. Alright, and then Berta gets to go ahead and make mana for free, which we can spend on this Mystical Tutor. Slowly getting there. The question just becomes, what do we search for? It might be a Sublime Epiphany type card. Okay, so now what we could do... Counter the Overlord. But I think that's honestly fine. Alright, let's go ahead and Mystical Tutor before this goes away. Cryptic Command also pretty good. Sublime Epiphany probably just best though. Like, Bird is gonna eat whatever they try and throw at us. And this Fear of Imposters can also just be pretty good. Make a 1/1 because we can. Edge May. Player of Denial. Not bad. Let's just convert a couple of cards. Attack with the Mastermind again. Pass the turn. We are officially in good old draw go mode now. Okay. That's Sublime Epiphany. And counter target spell, we'll turn it on a permanent. Create a token that's a copy of a creature you control, and then target player draws. So bouncing the Overlord? Might be bouncing the Overlord. I could also bounce the face down card. I could bounce the face down card. The Overlord just kind of... We can still counter the Overlord. Then I can make a copy of the Mastermind. Oh, and then I want to draw a card. I might just let... No, having more permanents equals more good, right? Because if they crash in, I can use the Fear of Imposters, crash with the Synod Scout. I can trade these 2 1/1s for a 2/2. Unwind, that's what you love to see. Let the beating commence. Player denial. I've got Brazen Borrower. And like now if I pay 4 mana, I get to draw 3 cards. Whenever a land you control enters, put a 1/1 counter on target creature you control. 4th planet comes into play. What if I said no? And what if I said that specifically so I could like start drawing cards at the end? Okay. Alright, so that's gone. That's dealt with. You're out of things to do for the turn because all you have are Haymaker. Oh, I would take that trade all day, every day. Because now I get to draw 3 cards. To your 1. I just get to reload that way. Alright. Beatdown continues, 2024. Well, this beatdown in eternity, we're going to have to start converting Berta into actual beatdown territory, I think. We have, like, more than enough mana. It's time to end this. I've got 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 mana. Okay, yep. You get to go ahead and you get Bristly Bill. Yep. You get to put a counter on Bristly Bill. And I am literally just going to go ahead and go 1, 3, 8. Decisive Denial's pretty good, pretty good. Keep BDN, yeah? Oh, there's my alarm. Like they're at 13. They have to block. Growth from Ashes is what it was. Go ahead, play that out. And then I am just going to go ahead and fight. Fight, get rid of Bill so that way they just don't get to spike anything. They did have Royal Tree. Gains hexproof until end of turn. There's Fading Hope for you. Ooh, I'll take another fight spell. That should end up pretty nicely. And because this is an instant, I even have the ability to just like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. No, not quite. Okay, so they get to play Bristly Bill. They get to play a land. That's fine. That doesn't matter. Map the Frontiers. That is also fine and doesn't matter, right? Right. I've got chump blockers for days. You have to figure out a way to deal with these massive 8/8 creatures. That's a Rex Sage? Hit the Fear of Imposter? Yep, that's free. I'm gonna go ahead and crack this. I can't keep paying to the water clogged here. There's gonna be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I just like shove with everything. I think I do, right? I just shove everything. Yep, gotta jump. Gotta jump. You just die now, right? Sure do. Alright, and that's a good one to end it on. Okay. So, definitely gotta remember that when you have big mana, you just want to start cranking out 8/8s to close out the game. That's the huge reason why we're playing Berta, first of all. No need to, like, you know, spend all your mana to let them draw cards when you can just make 8/8s. So that's something to keep in mind. Lucky's hit lead the raid. Okay, Lucky, where are we heading as we close everything out? In the meantime, we're gonna raid into Killjoy. Gotcha. Sure thing. All right, so we are gonna go ahead and end things there. Talk about the deck real quick. Deck needs some early gatekeeping, some early buffering. How I think it is. Gotta find some 1 mana cards that are just really good at holding down the. It doesn't hurt that I think. Let's see, Sloth. Yeah, we want the Grazer, and then like Kami as literally a speed bump that can potentially like discard the draw cards. Getting those 2 in helps out a lot. Even in the Ouroboros, obviously, because very good card. We can hold on to the Bushwhack. I don't think we hold on to the Thirsty Roots because again, we just want to make sure we hit land drops. Maybe, possibly. Not wrong per se. Not fantastic either. Gonna have to think about what we're pulling out here though. Anyway, but honestly, like, I like where this deck is heading. Like, I wanted to make a deck that makes fractals, and Berta just literally makes fractals. It's also playing in a very can kind of deal with a lot of stuff angle, having a lot of flyers that like Malcolm that can attack in while the ground is tied up with Enchanted Commanders. Not bad. I was very happy with seeing the Wondrous Wasp and what she can do. We almost pulled out that mono red matchup. This is good proof of concept. This is good proof of concept. I was gonna cut something to just like get a couple more of those creatures in. And maybe it's a... Maybe not like a... I don't think it's any of the... I don't think so. Rental Gearhulk good for casting your counter spells. Click good because click flies. Imposters is perfectly fine. This is another one of those creatures that we can find off of the Hardened Bonds. It could just be something like cut out the flip out the back, even though there is like synergy with Berta. Like cut out that because we just need something that's a little more proactive. Cut out the maybe cut the Quandrix command. Like putting 2 counters on Berta is pretty cool. Go ahead and call it like that. All right, so if you're on the YouTube side, thank you so much for hanging out. Really appreciate it. Don't forget to leave a like, hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. Tell people about the stream if you think they'll enjoy watching it. We're gonna go ahead and end the YouTube there. Bloop. And then over on the Twitch side, we are gonna go ahead and raid out into Killjoy. Hopefully Killjoy is still active.